Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another comic book review. And today we're going to take a look at the Robin 80th Anniversary 100-page Super Spectacular from DC Comics. And really, this is what I consider to be the future of comics here. This book was great. It was a nice anthology of books. You saw in the past you have, Detective Comics 1000, Action Comics 1000. I just reviewed the Flash 750, which was a big oversized issue. You see by the spine here, it's a sort of a trade paperback. You got the whole thing on the back there, DC Comics on the back here. There's no ads in this book whatsoever. You have a nice DC logo. It's a $10 book, but you get a lot of content here, 100 pages. And there were so many different variant covers. This is actually the 1970s variant cover by Carl Andrews. My shop had kind of slim pickings. They had a lot of the Frank Miller variant cover with Carrie Kelly and the regular one. I really wanted to get the Jim Lee and the Jim Chang one, but they were sold out of either. So I settled with this one. It was nice. You got Robin, Batman, and Batgirl there. But let's just jump right into it here. So you see there's a bunch of stories here chronicling all the different Robins. You have mostly a lot for Dick Grayson's Robin, obviously, because he's the first. So you have Dick Grayson as Robin, Dick Grayson as Nightwing, Dick Grayson and the Teen Titans, Dick Grayson as Agent 37. So there's 4 titles of Dick Grayson. And then my boy Jason Todd got snubbed here with only one book for Jason Todd as the Red Hood. Then you have Tim Drake's Robin as Robin the Third and as the Red Robin. He kind of got snubbed too because, obviously everyone loves Dick Grayson, but Tim Drake, a lot of people like him the next best. Everyone really has their favorite Robin. Hell, I like Jason Todd the best, and he definitely got snubbed here. But so Tim Drake has 2. You have Stephanie Brown with an issue, which is pretty interesting. No issue for Carrie Kelly with the Frank Miller Batman story, but then you have Damian Wayne with 2 stories here with the Super Sons, and then Damian Wayne, Robin, son of Batman. And obviously you have top-tier talent doing all these books here. You have Marv Wolfman. You have Chuck Dixon, who they brought back, with Scott McDaniel, who he worked with on Nightwing. Then you have Devin Grayson and Dan Jurgens. Tim Seeley and the great Tom King. Judd Winnick, who wrote the Red Hood story. Adam Beecham. James Tynion IV. Amy Wolfram, who did Stephanie Brown. She must have worked on that with that issue during the Robin solo run from the 2000s. Peter Tomasi and Jorge Jimenez and Robbie Thompson. And you see here they have all these pinups and all sorts of great stuff. They really put this together nicely. But anyway, let's just jump right into it here with Marv Wolfman and Tom Grummett. And you have Batman and young Dick Grayson here fighting crime. And you have a little boy here wearing a Batman shirt. And Robin here, as Dick Grayson as Robin, rescues the kid, and the criminal shoots, and he hits the kid, grazes him in the shoulder, and he gives him encouragement and says, "Oh, you'll be fine. I just grazed you. You're a true trooper here." And he says, "Robin, now!" And he says, "No, Batman. I gotta look after the kid here." And he's able to look after the kid, and the kid actually says, "I wish I had a Robin shirt instead of the Batman one, but all the Robins were sold out." And he says, "Really? Oh, you're the true hero." And then Dick Grayson has the heart-to-heart with Bruce Wayne, saying he needs to go out on his own and be his own hero, with his path being as Nightwing. And so he rides off on the motorcycle to become Nightwing. And then you get all these cool pinups and covers here. So this is the Jim Lee. That was from the Jim Lee and Frank Miller Batman and Robin, which did not live up to all the hype, that's for sure. So this is actually Nightwing under the Cataclysm storyline, the Batman Cataclysm storyline. And as you may or may not know, Chuck Dixon did that. He also wrote Nightwing. So it's interesting how they pulled that together, and Scott McDaniel was the artist with that. So, this is after the earthquake in Gotham, and Nightwing has left Bloodhaven to look after all the people in Gotham and saving the police and the firefighters and subduing all the criminals. And some great action shots right here. This is just such a love letter to all these characters here, especially as Nightwing and as Robin. I think you have the Teen Titans. This is Devin Grayson and Dan Jurgens. And obviously the Teen Titans, you got Tempest, you got Wonder Girl, you got The Flash, Wally West. I believe it's got to be Wally West. Yeah, this is post-crisis. So they're going. Here you got great artwork there, Wonder Girl there, and they find this. He's got this chip here, and then somehow Dick Grayson is revealed to wear a mask here to this guy's associate. He pulls it off. He steals the gem, and he's like, "Oh, you gotta lay low, hang out with your buddies. How about a pizza night?" And the end there. So then here's Agent 37. This is the Tom King and Tim Seeley one, and this is after Dick Grayson's presumed to be dead, and he takes up the mantle as Agent 37. He's fighting doing all these covert operations. He finds Dr. Sienna here, who looks, pretty good right there. Look at that. And they're on their way. He has all these little flashbacks of Batman from when Batman told him to do that and to do this. And geez, all these pages are sticking together. Come on now. And they make their way to Tanzania, Africa, and he's wearing this friggin' loincloth. I don't know what the hell's going on. That's got to be a Tom King idea. And they fight off the king or whatever, and whatever. I don't know. This is probably the weakest of all the stories, but interesting nonetheless. So then here's the one Jason Todd Red Hood story. And honestly, this was my favorite story in the whole book. Jason Todd, the Red Hood, and he's going, where? And it has all these flashbacks to him, as the Red Hood and as young Jason Todd. And he's so sweet and innocent. He has a gift for Bruce Wayne. And he says, here. And he opens it up, and it's a clock. And he says, it's his father's clock. And young Jason has such a happy and optimistic look on his face. And he says it's broken because you have to constantly be wearing it. But someday I'll fix it. And then has Jason Todd coming into contact with the Batmobile. And, it needs a lot of attention. We need to fix it. And it's kind of an allegory to how, Jason Todd needed a lot of attention and time. Bruce Wayne was too late to rescue him from the Joker when he died in Death in the Family. And so he leaves the present right on the Batmobile, and he opens it up and he sees the clock. And he says, Jason, says, yeah, thank you, sure. Happy birthday, Bruce. And then it shows back, happy birthday, Bruce. So I don't know, that was very touching. And Judd Winnick and Dustin Nguyen, very good. And then this pinup of the Red Hood and the Outlaws. And my goodness, Starfire and Artemis looking real fine there. Great pinup. So here's Tim Drake from Robin #1 when he had his own series. That would be great to have another Robin series, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And Tim Drake really is a great Robin. And here he is at school, and the guidance counselor is telling him, I heard you want to be in law enforcement. Well, you need to have these extracurricular activities and electives. What's your backup plan? Trying to keep him away from doing law enforcement because he knows Gotham is riddled with all these criminals, and he wouldn't stand a chance. And as he's saying all these different things like science, he's like, oh, I'm not good at science. And then it shows him looking at the microscope there. And it says, oh, how about a good athlete? He's like, oh, no. And it shows him beating up the punching bag. And it's just funny how the guidance counselor is telling him to do all these things when he does it anyway. You should get friends and have a team. And, it shows the Teen Titans. And it's pretty funny how it does it. And Tim Drake just has this innocent look on his face while he does stuff, fighting Two-Face and as the Red Robin. So, great book right there. Then you have Tim Drake, Red Robin, The Boy Wonder. This is James Tynion. And he's talking about how he wants a sort of rebirth here. And it shows him with Nightwing. And this is Robin as he's in his 20s now. He's a little older, so he kind of wants to go down the same path as Nightwing. And he's getting advice from all the other Robins, from the Red Hood. He's just like, fuck him. And Damian Wayne saying, I'm the true Robin. And beating up, I don't know, I guess his brother or surrogate, who knows. And so they eventually work it all out. And Batman says, I got your message, are you sure? And it shows Clayface and Batwoman and all these other people. And it says, I call them the Gotham Knights Protocol. So that was pretty interesting. So then you have Stephanie Brown here from, Tim Drake's girlfriend. The art's a little strange. I mean, look at Bruce Wayne's face right there. But it's a cute little story. Stephanie Brown is like, I don't like this suit. And Batman says, well, none of the other Robins ever complained. Quit your complaining, woman. And so she gets another suit that Alfred has prepared for her, and it fits her to her liking. And she gets in a little bit of a trouble here against Firefly. But in the end, she prevails, and she sees her suits all laid out nicely for her. So it shows that Batman and Alfred are accepting of her as being Robin, and that's all nice. So then here's Damian Wayne's story. This is the Super Sons. You have Jonathan Kent here talking to his mother there, typing up a paper, and he's typing it up, basically talking about how much he adores his friend Damian Wayne. And it shows here how they really shouldn't like each other because of Batman and Superman kind of having their rivalries, and the two of them are having their rivalries. But it shows that they are great friends. He's cheating off them in school, and they're fighting crime together. But in the end, they're really best friends. And the Super Sons was a great short-lived run. And Damian walks in with him and says, "Oh, you're going to win a Pulitzer Prize. But I know that from experience, you only get one best friend." And so then here's the final story here of Batman saying family, friendship, loyalty, honor. And this is after Alfred's death, and he's going on his own way. Damian's going on his way, and they're going at it different ways. Damian Wayne is basically saying that he's tired of throwing the same prisoners in jail because it doesn't do enough, so he wants to social engineer them so that they will not be criminals anymore. And Batman's like, "That's not the way, we need to talk." And none of them are listening to each other, obviously having the father-son dynamic. And they run into these guys, start fighting them, and Batman says, "Robin, wait, there's too many of them. Speak to yourself, old man." And they're both saying how Batman tried to teach Robin, and Robin saying, "Batman doesn't listen to me." But eventually they come together and are able to defeat all these robots and make their way at the end there. And Batman says, "Say something, tell him." And they can't get the words out. But they're really, father and son who love each other. And I guess a funny way of showing it. So, I liked it. And this is actually to be continued in Teen Titans Annual number 2. Robin and Batman collide. And at the end here, we get some pinups. The Carrie Kelly one by Frank Miller. All the Robins by Andy Kubert and Brad Anderson. Even Stephanie Brown being included there. And let's see. And then this is just the database giving you the history of all these characters. But if you're a Batman fan and a Robin fan, you should especially know who they all are. And then some credits here. Nightwing, who he's created. Obviously Batman, Superboy. All that good stuff. But I know it's a little bit of a long video. Probably not all of you watched it. But I guess I have to say, this is a great book. I know they're doing the 80th anniversary of the Joker. The 80th anniversary of Catwoman. And I think the 80th anniversary of Green Lantern soon. All these books are must-haves. This really should be the future of comics. These $10 books that are, nice square bound. You can put them on your shelf. And they tell some great stories. You get top-tier talent. Even Tom King, who obviously was the weakest of this book, but it was still, people know him from his Batman run, I guess. And DC kind of, I don't know, he has something held over their heads. But anyway, what was your favorite story in this book here? Honestly, my favorite story, like I said, was this Jason Todd one, the Red Hood. And then the next favorite one was probably the Damian Wayne one. That was really a heartfelt story. But great book right here. Leave me a comment down below what you thought. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, and stay tuned for some more comic book reviews coming soon. Have a great day. Bye.